good to see all the guests. Many of y'all I know, some of y'all I don't. Back to introduce myself, I'm Tom Downs. I'm the owner and head instructor of Texas Karate Institute. And this is our black belt faculty. Most of them have been with me decades. And today we're promoting Mike Morales, Kevin Lust to third Dan black belt. Greg Blankenship to fourth Dan, master level. Kata Gonzalez and Mike Brooks also to master level, sixth Dan. Six is the last test that you're required to demonstrate skill. So it's just awesome. It's amazing to have people that stay with the program this long and have excelled so much. I'll be kind of bragging about all of them as the day goes on, but once again, it's good to see everybody. Like I said, most of y'all I know, some of y'all are new faces, but it's good to see everybody here today. And I hope you enjoyed what you're about to see. It'll be an awesome presentation. Ready? That's for us. Good man.
Chuck! Come get.
Good. Y'all will step back, please. And we'll have, if we could have Kevin and Mike Morales up first. Everybody else, if you want to be seated in between, you can. Okay. If y'all want to like stand next to each other, maybe. 1 second. Pretty long.
We're just running a room.
Okay. You want to move over just a little, we still have room to perform everything. Mike has been with me, like I said, another one of these guys. Gosh, he started back in the 90s.
92, sir.
Mm-hmm.
92.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah, he started back in the 90s, then he came back after a long hiatus. He was working in El Paso. And now he's back with us again. He's continued. Kevin has been with me 1980. I think before that, 2000. Yeah, 2006. He's been here quite a while also. Both of them are distinguished black belts. They both, Mike runs an off-campus program for us. Kevin teaches on Saturdays, teaching kickboxing and advanced self-defense. They're going to do 2 katas for you today. First one is Po1. Gentlemen, ready? Begin. Thank you, gentlemen. Good. Kata is a prearranged set of exercises, blocking, punching, kicking against imaginary opponents. This one moves in a straight line back and forth. The next one will cover more area and distance. Show you up. Ready? Begin. Mike has been competing in this advanced kata on the amateur organization karate tournament circuit and has brought home numerous trophies with it. And as you can see why, both of them did just an outstanding job. Thank you, gentlemen. You'll bow and step back, please. Next up is Mr. Greg Blankenship. Blankenship has been with me a long time here too. He teaches the Monday section for me, beginning through advanced karate and children's class, also beginning to advanced right after that. The 4th grade and black belt is what is known as master's level. Okay? And master doesn't mean they've mastered themselves totally or mastered the art even. It refers instead to being equivalent to being like a headmaster of a martial arts school. At 4th degree, you are totally allowed and eligible to teach without supervision. But due to the longevity of the school, its history, we have lots of we'll have 3 after today, master level instructors here at the Institute teaching on faculty. That's because Texas Karate Institute is one of the oldest martial arts schools in the state of Texas, and we're about 3 times older than the next oldest school here in Lubbock. So we have maturity of black belts here. As I said, this will be his. And prior to this, he was required to conduct a rank exam and to get that by himself. You're required to participate or teach someone up to the rank of white belt to at least red or black belt. And he has also participated and done that. I believe it was Man McCallan's test you conducted.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, of course, is a black belt here, junior black belt. I had a moment last night when we had some candy left over on the Halloween party, and I said, well, I'll just take this home. Unless some of y'all want it here. I said, I want candy. Because I had, several black belt faculty members up there just getting candy from me. Felt like I was giving out candy to the kids on Halloween. And I do look at this situation as very much a family. I don't actually look at the adult black belts like they're to my children, to tell you the truth. I look on them as younger siblings. Somebody like Man McCallan, though, I do look, he's like one of my kids. But I do look on them as younger siblings. We're a family here. And the sense of family is forged through our pursuit of martial arts. And I'm very proud to see Greg taking his level of excellence to the master level. The name of the Greg's form is Kata. And we salute, sir. And if you could step back about 2 steps. I know how far this kata goes forward. Whenever you're ready, sir, begin.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Keep trying to talk Greg into going to one of these tournaments and entering with that form. I'm sure he could bring back the first place. But, like everybody here except me, Greg does get to make a living. I make money teaching karate. That's not a job. That's, hey, that's a passion. Greg, thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Gonzalez, Master Brooks. Master Brooks has been in karate. He's actually been in almost about as long as I have. The difference is he has actually gone out and made a living. He's done it as an amateur. But he's been a very passionate amateur. He joined my organization when I had a little school out in Brownfield. And he worked his way up in that organization. Took over the school for a couple of years when it just didn't become viable for me to do so anymore. Then finally, when he moved here to Lubbock, he continued here at the Institute, working his way up the ranks, and he's been a dedicated, hard-working black belt ever since. Teaches an advanced karate class on Wednesdays. He's done numerous tournaments, competing in them, judging in them. And his other martial arts passion is the Society for Creative Anachronism. And he excels at that. He's worked his way up to the title of Knight, which is the highest honor bestowed for fighting ability in that organization. He's given seminars here on stick fighting and off campus in stick fighting also. And he achieved master level quite a few years back. And this continues. This is actually the last test either one of them will be required to test for. At this point, you will have completed the entire required Kata syllabus for the American karate system that we practice. Kathy has been with me, gosh, almost as long. Worked her way up to the master level while teaching an off-campus program for the Lubbock Church Athletics Association. And she ran that program for us for many years. So both of them achieved master level and could, in reality, run a karate school by themselves. However, I'm very fortunate they decided to continue here because both of their contributions are just without compare. Without comparison. I mean, they're awesome. I really can't say enough good things about either one of them. Their contributions to this institute over the years have been too numerous to almost mention. They're both my good right hands. I know I don't have two right hands, but that's how I look on both of them. Mike holds the rank of senpai, which means head student at the institute. And Kathy actually is head of the women's program. She runs the girls' dressing room and everything. And by gosh, you know, the Halloween party wouldn't be anything like what it is, what it was last night without Kathy's efforts. And besides that, she's a very accomplished forms practitioner and fighter, as are both of them. It is really with a great honor that I present them to you. They're going to perform Tong Il, the final kata of the Chung Kwan Taekwondo system, and the final kata of the American karate system. We recently started branding ourselves American karate rather than Taekwondo, simply because we have evolved away from what the older system of Taekwondo was. All right. Would y'all like to begin, both of you? Y'all bow. Ready? Begin. This is the longest and most involved forms in our system. Tong Il means reunification. And when the man who originated this form did it, it was his desire to see both Koreas united again. All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, next, each black belt does a specialty. This is a study of another martial art that they do to add to the system. For years, and one of the reasons we rebranded ourselves American Karate, we are a very eclectic system. In the very early days, some of the founding members of Texas Karate actually collaborated, to tell you the truth, with Bruce Lee, who was noted for his eclectic approach. In fact, if you ever see a Bruce Lee movie, you'll notice his sidekick, where he just blasts people across the floor with it. Well, he actually learned that from Texas Karate black belts. The system of Kung Fu that he practiced didn't have a sidekick in it. And he thought, hey, that's a great technique. And he was at the forefront of that eclectic movement, though if you look at the history of American Karate at that time, American Karate itself is just simply very eclectic. It combines different systems and styles. And if something else is good in another system, hey, that's now part of ours. That is kind of our attitude about it. We're very open to new innovations. That keeps the whole American Karate system living and growing like an organism. And one of the ways we do that is requiring past second black belt, each person studies another martial art. First up, I'd like to have Kevin Lyles, who's going to demonstrate Kali, Jack Salat, and I'll let him explain what he's going to do and how he's going to toss David all over the place. This is I haven't introduced you yet. This is David Lyles. David is a first degree black belt. Just completed his provisional time period. And professionally, he's a middle school instructor over at Touch Middle School. Teaches drama. That came in handy last night when we filmed the kids' karate movie. David did just a brilliant job directing. I can see all those years of college going into that because of theater arts. Have those little kids dysfunction the way they do. Mr. Lyles, go ahead.
I'm going to do some moves from Pink Cat Salat and also Kali Salat. Pink Cat Salat is an Indonesian martial art. It represents 800 schools and styles of Indonesia. So they have a lot of motions that are the same instant. Basically, they're a way to practice and get better at their fighting skills. So I'm going to do what's called jurus. And jurus are the upper top movements of the system. I'm going to do 4 of those. Those are 4 jurus. And then I'm going to have Mr. Lyles. And what we're going to do is just show you what some of those moves are. First of all, from the stance here, this movement, stomping movement, is because they do a lot of stomping. Foot traps. This move right here. If they produce this move here, this can be a block. So if Mr. Lyles throws an uppercut, then it's blocked with the knuckles. If he throws, and the stance is going to be here in the fight, so it sort of draws the man in. So if he throws that again, this move here is an elbow, of course. From here, if he was to do some sort of punch or block, you don't do anything on this. but it would be here, where you just hide this. Next, we're gonna go to the second one. In the second one, what you saw, we're starting here, coming here, and here. In that fighting stance, if Mr. Lyles throws a kick, then it's here. So what you want to do, instead of sort of parrying, again, if he throws a kick, and then he's going to do a punch. So with that kick, punch. And what you're doing is doing nerve damage there. On the next scene, which was you were free, what you saw was this move here. This is so you can catch and pull. So this allows, if you throw a punch from here, I can catch and pull. And go from there. Next move is here. So this allows punches. And that fourth, you get that elbow. You get that rotary motion. And that's what those jugglers develop. Then we're going to go to Cali. And Cali has Filipino and Indonesian. And it's sort of the same feel as pin cat. He's going to do a punch, he's going to do a jab, and then he's going to do a punch. That's an arm drag. On that arm drag, what's important is just that when the man punches, you can't grab his punch, so you want to go for the shoulder. Then you come. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to slow it down a little bit. And this is split. So it goes here, 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 here. And gooseneck lock. That's a lot.
Thank you, Mr. Lusk. Very enlightening and painful looking demonstration. Mr. Morales.
Sir.
Mr. Morales is going to be using Mr. Lyles, and I want to introduce our other white belt participant today. This is Byron White. Gosh, Byron's been with me a long time. Took a hiatus in there because of career concerns and everything. And he's currently a deputy sheriff. So that keeps him busy also. A long career in law enforcement. I'm very, very glad that he's working out with us here. As I am all of you, of course. And today, Mr. Morales is going to demonstrate Hapkido. Hapkido is a throwing, joint locking martial art that actually has kicks and punches in it too. Morales?
First, I'll demonstrate the difference between Hapkido and Aikido. Aikido is Japanese form, and they were taught to preserve their opponent. Where Hapkido, you're not pretty much limited to that. You can preserve them, destroy them, or subdue them. I'm just going to do subdue them today. So, grab your left hand, going to punch you. And that's one. Okay. Grabs you on the left. 2. Gets real clear, grabs her on the right again, right off. 3. My wife knows that one, she done on the first date. I knew she was a keeper after that. With a weapon, as a knife, Mr. White tags me 3 times. Again, stop, blink. And armbar. Of course, I don't have to wait for 3 of them. On the first one, in a Hapkido, if I don't want any confrontation, he stabs, I just stop pointing him out. Now get out of the circle, run away, just get out. Or if I just want to take him on, subdue him on the first one, he stabs, and he's in. Or on the second one, again, he stabs, comes around, subdue. Or on the third, again, comes around 3 ways. 1, 2, 3. You sweep out his leg, and he's down. Basically, that's just subdue. There's more to it than Hapkido, but short little demonstration. So.
Another excellent and very painful looking demonstration. The black belt signifies the ability to actually inflict lethal damage on your attacker with hand or foot. And believe me, everybody here, you're not going to see any of them do any of that tonight, but you will see demonstrations that they could. And next, Mr. Blankenship is going to demonstrate the Kata. Now, this is a Okinawan weapon. It was based on actually.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. In tournament competition, you always have the referee inspect, and basically you just give them a good hard yank so they don't break. The Chaka was actually a horse bridle. A lot of people said it was a rice flail, but it was based on the horse bridle because they didn't have any. They didn't have metal bits for their horses, so they used what was called Kata vine. And it's a very strong vine that's native to Okinawa. Modern ones are made with nylon cord. Parachute cord, as I understand, for the best.
Or chain.
Chains are also. I didn't even know.
I hit them.
You got all kinds
They're
of.
for sparring later, actually.
Very good.
Not really. These are wise to have too. If you buy this, you should buy this. They're great to practice with. They're
Yeah.
way more forgiving.
This is plastic. It won't hurt much. This is wood. I will not demonstrate it myself.
Those are real heavy.
Yes. Yeah. Mr. Blankenship, whenever you're ready.
Yes, sir. These are 8-sided octagon, and they have lines here. Some of them are actually round, but these lines right here actually have like more cutting power, so a little more sting to them. Nunchucks are a lot like having a pet snake. They're a lot of fun to look at, but they'll bite you every once in a while, so you gotta be careful. When I just picked these up last week, so this is the first time I actually have done this. Not really. But when I do lose control, they tend to go that way, so y'all gotta be real careful.
That's where most of your family is.
It's like a reunion here.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful form, Mr. Blankenship. Thank you. Master Gonzalez.
Good afternoon. For my specialty, I'll be performing a personal form of mine, and the name of it is Momentos en Paz. Translation, Moments of Peace. As you've noticed, we've done several forms for you this afternoon, and there's a lot of traveling in some of the forms. My traveling is a very short travel. I envision myself during the development of it, I envision myself in a close encounter situation. At the end of the form, I'll perform the 3 different applications that I found very intriguing and very useful for me. So with your permission, sir.
Whenever you're ready.
Very short and sweet. So my 3 interpretations. Mr. Lyles, please. The first interpretation, as you notice, I came out going from here, here, here. In a form, we want the very first or second movement to end the confrontation. My ending, I want here. I definitely want to finish here. But if I don't finish, I have follow-up to finish. Interpretation number 1. Interpretation number 2. Again, interpretation number 2 is here, here, and I want to finish here. Again, and if it doesn't finish, then I'll follow through, coming here and finishing. Application, very soft, very meaningful. Again, I want to finish here, begin here, but finish here. If I do not finish, then I wind up finishing this particular moment. So again, the finishing move doesn't do it. The kata gives you further movement to finish. Thank you, sir.
Wonderful kata, Master Gonzalez. Short, sweet, and deadly. Last up, Mr. Mike Brooks is going to demonstrate the ring dagger. Mike has a huge wealth of knowledge with Chinese weaponry. He's going to demonstrate some of it to you today. And I think he's giving a helmet on David so he doesn't cut his ear off or something.
Yeah, if you break your toys, you can't play with them.
That's right.
Okay, the ring dagger is an ancient Chinese weapon. They not really sure when it originated. I know that the Qing dynasty, which is 1600s, the palace guards had them. But there is rumor that an assassination attempt on the Qin emperor, the first emperor back in 200 BC, one was secreted in a map for him to draw out as he rolled it out because he would be within reach of the king and he could jump out and assassinate him with the dagger. Unfortunately, the king was wearing armor under his clothes. Okay, the neat thing about this as opposed to a regular knife is you can keep them away, you can use the ring to strike, and if, borrow Dave for a second, if I want to manhandle Dave while I have this knife, what am I going to do? I have to change hands or I have to drop it. And I'm not going to have time to pick it up later. So we'll give it to Dave. The neat thing about this one is if Dave is to grab me, I can still manhandle him and I don't have to cut. I am pushing right there in the funny bone nerve. His arm is going all numb and nothing wants to work. And when I press up real hard to pull down, he wants to do what I tell him to. Let's turn a little sideways so everybody can see. Okay, Dave grabs me and don't choke. Bam, I strike him. Once again, do it. No, that's fine. Take it. Sure. Okay. He comes up, he chokes. I strike him right there in the temple. Okay? I bring this around, flip it over, and we talk about him wanting to choke me, or I finish him off, which is just like fun. Dave demands all my money. Oh crap, what do I do? Okay. From right here, I lean back ever so slightly. This gets it out of the way. I come up. Slice his throat. He comes in. Block. Okay, it cuts his arm. From here, I went a little right, you stab right there in the throat. He comes in, block, cutting the wrist, pop the elbow, come in, slice, fatal stab to the kidney. Comes in, once again, block. Notice that every time I do this, I'm cutting his arm. Okay? That gives me an initial injury, derailing his whole train of thought about him cutting me. And gets his mind on me cutting him. Fatal stab to the kidney. He comes in, block, cut the bicep, fatal stab to the kidney, rip out, insurance stab to the throat. Comes in, block, cut, slash, stab, come back, work him over here.
It was, as I expected it to be, very informative, educational, and somewhat painful looking, all the demonstrations. It just shows the range of the martial arts knowledge that the faculty here has. All right, everybody will line up real quickly. We're gonna take a short break, about 10 minutes, to allow the candidates who are going to be sparring to put on their equipment. So feel free to, well, we got water. Attention. Thank you. Short break. How about that? All right, y'all line up right across all the mirrors there. Please don't break any mirrors today, we're all out of them.
Sure.
Well, let's start with Mr. Lyles, Mr. Morales, please. You know, as I said, I want you to be really disciplined and organized. Don't let them over the table. We're all, I am going to drag it back just a bit. But it's got all of my...
They made it.
Oh, Bill, it's cool.
Yeah. Gentlemen, salute this direction, please. Salute each other. Touch gloves and separate. Try to stay within the, what would be a normal tournament style ring. You ready? Hey!
That's nice. Breathe.
Good, Ian. Thank you. Got each other, gentlemen, this way. Thank you. Any of y'all who are familiar with our first degree black belt test, it's a very blood and guts affair, lots and lots of sparring, taking the candidate to their utmost limits of their endurance. As Grandmaster Burleson told me, there's no way we could go past what the first degree test is without getting all this thrown in jail. So past that, all this is for finesse and technique. Everybody's going to be doing the pretty technique. That was a good example of it right there. Mr. Lyles, Mr. Blankenship, salute this direction, please. Salute each other, touch gloves and separate. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready?
There you go.
Yeah, here Texas Karate, we still mix it up even if it's for just squats. But that's good. Now, okay, catch your breath here for a second. We have Mr. Morales up. Mr. Blankenship. Strike each other. Touch gloves and separate. Ready? Yes, sir. Begin. And good, Ian. Does everybody remember that thing, we all have to hit each other really hard and we kind of keep it light and pretty? I think it's in y'all's DNA to make every fight almost a replication of life and death. Thank you. Mr. Lusk, Mr. Lyles. Salute this way, please. Each other. Touch gloves and separate. Hey. And in. Wanted to stay up, I can stay up. I just want to have one more match. Then just catch your breath for a second, Kevin. Joe, what can you do? can because we did run after this. Well, I'll tell you what, let's do that with you, Kim, and the rest. We'll have y'all come on out. Master Brooks came out during the bare knuckle era of karate. That's when we fought with just the bare hands and feet. I think we had a cup and a mouthpiece, and that was it. And we relied on controlled contact. We would pull a punch about a quarter inch from somebody's nose, and that would count. But what if we hit each other? Well, part of the game. You got penalized for it, but you got hit. Now, we're going to demonstrate from this era this type of sparring without the equipment. And they're going to use the utmost control so they don't injure each other.
Absolutely.
Yes. Masters, salute this way. Salute each other. Separate, please. Stay within the boundaries. Now, let's do see some. Y'all watch and take notes. Big one. Go.
I got it.
One more good class. Thanks, y'all. That was awesome.
Good job.
All right, Mr. Blankenship, Mr. Lusk. Let's go out on a real high note here. Lots of pretty flashy techniques. Separate. Go back to each other real hard.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. That's a very vigorous display, gentlemen. Thank you. Back together. All right. Let me have all the black belts lined up, please. The only person I haven't introduced, who's not really participating today because of an injury, but Judith Johnson is one of our second-degree black belts. And she's been very active on the tournament circuit. She's actually ranked in this region. And if her back heals up, she may even be going to the state championships. But she's a valuable addition to the faculty here. Wanted to introduce her and commend her for that. rather than present the diplomas at this time, I am going to just leave them here. Let y'all get those because your hands are all sweaty right now and you're kind of messing them up.
Yes, sir.
The belts are meant to be sweated in. That's how you get rid of that new belt look. Come down here and work out in it, sweat it in a lot. It's only a piece of cloth. What it really means is inside here and in here. Okay? And to get this, it's like, people call up and, well, I'm actually a button up. Can I buy one of those? And I'm like, sure. Because I don't care. I mean, it's just a piece of cloth. But for me to give one to somebody, stand behind me and say this person is black belt, that's a different matter. I haven't done that many in my 42-year career. But I feel like the ones I have promoted have definitely earned every ounce of their right. Tell you what, if y'all could, let's hold the applause until everybody has their belts, and then we can just do them all at once, if y'all don't mind. Okay. First off, Mr. Lyles, step forward, please. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Lyles. Congratulations, sir. Mr. Blankenship. Congratulations, Master Blankenship. Sir. Mr. Gonzalez. Master Brooks. To explain the ritual about each other, of course, out of mutual respect. The touching of the belt to the head, I picked that up from one of my Japanese Aikido master friends. That was just a Japanese sign of respect when you give someone a gift. And I thought it was nice, so I always do that now. The handshake, the literal meaning of this many years ago was I would cut off my right arm for you. And now it's pretty much just the fraternal karate handshake. But that's the meaning behind the rituals there. Thank you so much for attending. And now we can do And if any of y'all are interested in enrolling your children or yourselves, I'll be in the office after class, as always. Thank y'all so much for attending. I hope you were entertained and educated a bit today. I know I had a great time watching. Did you like it? You did? Mr. Brooks, would you commands, please?
Check! Okay.
Kamsamida.
Thank you.
Sir.
Thank you all. Hi, I'm Tom Downs, owner and head instructor of Texas Karate Institute. We offer reasonable tuition, only $65 a month, half of what most people charge. Plus, no contract, no enrollment. Exciting, fun classes, and we'll give you a trial lesson to see what you think. Give us a call at 792-8097. That's Texas Karate Institute, 792-8097.